Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
He's alive!
Welcome to Where the Weird Ones Are.
Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out.
Powerful figures in Hollywood as well as powerful politicians who are in fact not human. They're reptiles or they're lizards or perhaps extraterrestrials.
I don't think it is a human. I think it's a Sasquatch.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Let's get weird.
What's up, you fucking weirdos? Welcome to another episode of Where the Weird Ones Are. My name is Kevin, but you probably already knew that, and if you didn't, now you do. Today's episode is with AJ. He goes by Ghost Vexers Paranormal on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure that's the name of his paranormal investigating group anyway. So, it's basically him and his girlfriend. He talks about a lot of his investigations. He also talks about his love for filming and editing. I mean, if you've been listening to this entire time, editing is not my strong suit. I don't add music. Well, I mean, maybe got my intro shit and stuff like that, but like, pretty much every episode is like the full on raw everything. If I say something stupid, sometimes it doesn't matter. I don't really care for editing, but he says that he loves editing and it's so tedious. So, for somebody to love it, man, it's a special person. So, but I really enjoyed talking to AJ. He's a wicked cool dude. Hopefully we can work together in the near future on some things that I want to do. So, anyways, check him out. Check his shit out. He said that he doesn't really have many investigation videos on YouTube as of yet, but hopefully he does soon. I think he said he's gonna try and get some shit out. So, but anyways, show him some love. If you liked today's show or any other of the episodes, please like, share, subscribe. The best way to support the show is to do all of those things, as well as a 5-star rating. 5-star ratings would really love and appreciate. And leaving a review. Even if you don't like the show, I mean, I guess I would prefer good reviews, but it obviously, it's how you feel is how you feel, man. Nobody can tell you how you feel. It's your emotions, man. So, yeah. And another way to support the show is go check out my motherfucking Etsy and buy a T-shirt. If you want to support the show anyway, I mean, I'm not telling you have to buy a T-shirt. I mean, it would be great if you did. That's etsy.com/shop/where the weird ones are. Anywho, real quick, I just want to tell you that you are enough. You're worth being loved. And please stay. Okay? All right? You don't know the hole that you will leave behind if you choose to go. So, anyways, real quick, couple of podcast shout outs. If you're in the mood for other podcasts, please check out the Conversation Cabin. Farrah's doing amazing shit as usual. early on Wednesday. Love her. She's a great person. Her podcast is pretty great. I enjoy listening to it. There is um, the Tipsy Ghost. The Tipsy Ghost is actually pretty good. They're short episodes, but it's, I'm enjoying it. I really like it. And then lastly, there is Middle Aged and Creeped Out. I really like their show, their dynamic. It's three middle aged men just talking about creepy shit. So uh, go check it out if you're in the mood for something new and whatnot. Definitely go check them out. And as always, I gotta shout out my friends, 305 Paranormal. Check their YouTube out. Exploring with Phil. He goes by Canadian Dutch Boys on YouTube. So go check out his investigations. Tommy, Let's Get Freaky. Go check out his podcast. He's got amazing guests going on, coming on, and all that. I'm actually had recorded a second episode with him. Not sure when it comes out, but when it comes out, it comes out. I'll probably post about it on my Instagram. Um, Also Mystic Talk. That's a phenomenal podcast, which I am also going to be a part of his Halloween countdown. So probably talk about um, my encounter stories, which you all know pretty well if you've been following since the beginning and listening to my other appearances. So, uh, what else? What else? Who else? Cryptid Warfare. Love those guys, dude. I'm gonna meet them in November, so that'll be great. Also, you want to head on over to DeeperDown.store for some fucking sweet ass threads. You'll hear the ad in the show. Also, Etsy.com/shop/HealWithKristina for some fucking healing crystals for all you little witchy bitches, witch bitches, or crystal bitches, whatever the fuck, or however, whatever, or just you like crystals. I mean, it is what it is. You don't have to label yourself that name. And last but not least, thefineartmedium.com. She does readings, uh, and she does graphic design. She's very artsy. She's Emily Leto. She's working on my comic book. She has done my t-shirt designs, and yeah, she's a good person to have in your corner. Not only is she intelligent, she's also smart. And intelligence is basically you've been you've gone to school, you did your thing. Smart is when you're actually you know what the fuck you're talking about. So that's the difference that I see in those two words. Because a lot of intelligence, you're just indoctrinated into spewing information where you don't really look into said information. You just listen to your teachers and you're like, oh, well, he's a teacher. He knows what he's talking about. Anyways, everybody, with that being said, you know the drill. Question everything and stay weird.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Weird. Get weird.
Hey, you having a hard time, or maybe you're having a good time, and you just need a psychic reading, or maybe you need something for graphic design, like you're starting a business, you're starting a podcast of some kind. Well, I implore you to visit www.thefineartmedium.com. There you'll find her portfolio, her blog, her readings, viewer interactions, and all that. She has her bachelor degree in sociology of social deviance, which she says is pretty much like criminology, just without the law. She received that degree from the University of Pennsylvania in 2015. First of all, I just want to say she is phenomenal. She's a good person, and I implore you to go check her out. For reading, you need something graphic design. She's the one that's working on my comic book, so please go check her out. And if you need anything, please use her. Go through her. She's very easy to reach. You can find her on Instagram at the Fine Art Medium. Her name is Emily Leto. So please check her out if you need any of those such things. So, with that being said, have a good day. So, what's up, AJ? How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am so happy and so thankful and grateful that you are sharing your time with me tonight. If you don't mind letting the two people that listen to this show let them know a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Yeah, my name is AJ, and I am from Vexers Paranormal. And basically, I go to as many haunted locations as I can and document as much activity as possible.
Nice. I likes it. I've seen some of your stuff. But I get so like when it comes to people following me, I also follow them back. So then everybody, like even like my really good friends, I miss like half their stuff. So, but if anybody, you have a YouTube, right? So
I do.
So actually, let's let everybody know where they can find you too, real quick.
Sure. That's at Vexers Paranormal as well. Right now, I have that one clip from Nevada State Prison on there. And since I'm in film school now, I am trying to find time. I do have 3 episodes that I'm going to be editing that I did on my own. Well, one was with another group, but it's my episode.
Nice.
So those 3 will be coming up shortly as well.
Nice. Awesome. So, what is it that got you interested in investigating the other side?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a haunted house, and just recently I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, yeah, it was. She had told me, like, my parents were divorced, and she said that my dad would come in the house and that's what the noises were, just to not scare me. But I never thought it was. I was like, why would dad come in the house and mess with me like that? But yeah, it was like doorknobs jiggling on my bedroom and stuff. It was, and walking, I could hear walking and doors opening. But yeah, I mean, my entire life, pretty much I've been interested in it. And really, people rip on Ghost Adventures, but that show really got me into doing it, as corny as that show has gotten. But if I didn't watch that, I probably wouldn't even have known that this existed.
Well, I mean, they do, and they do get evidence. So that's the cool thing about that's the like main reason why most people watch the show, and women tend to be attracted to Zach. So
of course, yeah. I mean, those first 10 seasons were awesome, and I think like once they got the full camera crew and stuff, it kind of got a little too produced for me. But
yeah,
like when it was the original 3 with Jay as the side guy, that was some good stuff back then.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the museum?
I have not, but that is on my list. I've heard it's awesome.
Yeah, me too. I've heard there's a lot of like spooky things that go on while you're there. I actually have a woman who works there on Instagram, and I tried to get her to come on, and she's like, well, I have to ask my boss if I can talk about it first. And then she messaged me maybe a couple months ago. She's like, I haven't forgotten about you. I don't know if I don't think they're going to let me.
Yeah,
Like, it's totally fine, dude. It's like, there's no worries.
She's probably even scared to ask.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would be, maybe. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't be. I'd probably ask. Well,
Yeah, I would.
the me now, I would ask. I'm a lot more vocal than I used to be. I used to be like a quiet, reserved person, and this podcast has helped me kind of like broaden my horizons. So I'm a lot more talkative now.
Your shell has been opened.
Yes, sir. So what kind of things other than like door knobs jiggling and whatnot that you experienced in that house as a kid?
I could definitely hear walking. The downstairs door opening, like even the front door, like the main door opening and stuff. And that's why I was like, well, could be feasible, but yeah, but whenever I would go down, it would be closed and locked. And one time I found the back basement sliding door open just a little bit, but again, like there was no evidence that somebody broke into the house. Like nothing was ever missing or anything, which was weird.
Yeah.
But it kind of followed me, like, but it was never real bad. It was always just like annoying, like noises and stuff. And it was about 5 years ago. I was in an apartment complex that was an old knitting factory. And I would hear like there was a party because we were on the top floor and there was a pool up there. So there was a lot of people that would hang out up there, but it was closed at 11. And I would hear stuff in the middle of the trying to sleep, and I would run up there and there was no one up there. Like that place, and other people reported hearing stuff in that place too. And it was just, that apartment complex was crazy. There was one night at 2:30 in the morning, I heard a circular saw going in the hallway, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I go out in the hallway and I'm looking around and I'm like, how is no one else hearing this? And I'm standing out there hoping somebody else comes out. And even when I went out in the hallway, I could still hear it. It was insane. But I think whatever was with me stayed there. I think it might have liked it there.
Yeah.
But I haven't had anything at home ever since that place, which is good.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
Yeah. But it was always stuff like that though, like walking and just annoying stuff.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever seen like a apparition of any kind? And
I've seen shadows. I never saw like a full-fledged apparition yet, but I caught that one, but I didn't see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish, hopefully down the line. But yeah, I've seen shadows moving across the walls and stuff, which is freaky in itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen actual like full-on shadow people. So like I know exactly what you mean. Even just it looks like sometimes it looks like somebody's walking through a room and you can see the shadow on the wall and there's nobody in the room. So
yeah, you can see the full, like you can see head and everything, which is
it's freaky. It's really freaky.
Hearing the voices is more freaky to me than seeing them. Like when you can actually hear a voice that sounds like it's next to you, but it's not, there's nothing, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I would probably run. Just saying. But I know that, so my kids and I we are going down to Miami, Florida, and I don't know if you've heard of them, but 305 Paranormal and Black Smoke, and then Haunted South Florida, like Arnie and Callie and Christina and Jen. They're all gonna probably not, obviously not at the same time, but I'm going to go on ghost hunts with each of their groups. So
that's awesome. Yeah, Haunted South Florida is they're good friends of mine too. That one episode on editing, it's with them.
Oh, nice. That's cool, man. I didn't know you were working with them. That's pretty cool. They're good people. I love all of them.
Absolutely. Me too. It sucked because Arnie wasn't at that investigation.
Yeah.
And he's so mad that he wasn't. Like we did the St. Augustine Lighthouse. That'll be that episode.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
You're located in Florida?
I'm in Pennsylvania. We went because we went down there to see them. Yeah.
All right. I was just in Pennsylvania.
What part?
Past weekend, Johnstown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was Squonkapalooza. So by the time this episode comes out, it'll be weeks ago, but
Yeah.
probably almost a month ago, I think, by the time this one comes out. But yeah, it was a good time. I met
I
a
wish I would have
lot
known
of
about that.
people. Yeah, I met a lot of people. It's a like a cryptid convention.
Mhm.
I've never heard of the Squonk myself, so
No.
I know very little bit about it. All I know is it's the world's saddest cryptid. That's it.
Oh, I never heard of that one. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to research that one.
yeah. Shane, I don't know if you know Shane Jones, Inquiries of Our Reality podcast or
Mhm.
Bizarre Encounters podcast, but he was vending and he's like, "You should come out." And I was like, "No, I don't want to drive that." And it was like 2 weeks before the event, and then I was like, "Okay, I'll go."
It's always a fun time at those things, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. There was a lot of interesting people too. But so what was the location of your very first ever investigation?
Madison Seminary in
Where is that?
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, it's in Madison, Ohio. Um, and I was with another group. You might have heard of them, Bump in the Night Society. I was with them for that, for a couple of investigations and filmed for them. And yeah, we did that, and we did West Virginia State Penitentiary, Moundsville, um, and this one really cool Loveland Castle in Ohio. That place is so unique, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody else investigate that place, but a lot of people should. So if anybody is in Ohio and hasn't gone to Loveland Castle, that place is awesome. One man built it by himself.
Wow. No
It's
shit.
huge. Yeah.
Huh.
He built it for like I guess it was almost like a Boy Scouts troop,
Mm-hmm.
but they were like knights. I forget what they were called. But yeah, it's an impressive place, super haunted, and just visually, it's just an incredible place to do an episode in. I wish they would have put it out. They just never put it out, and I had to
Oh
sign an
no.
agreement, so I can't put it out myself. So,
Oh no. What kind of evidence did you guys end up catching there?
um, I never like because we had a falling out, so I never fully looked at that footage. I know, like from the static cameras, I didn't look at. So we heard voices there. The spirit box was going crazy, and we were like just feeling like people were standing in there. Like I had that feeling that there's somebody next to you. Like
Yeah.
all of us were feeling that, and it was that was so long ago. I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, no, it was Madison Seminary where I got touched with them. Yeah, that
No
was the
shit.
first time that I had gotten touched by something, and it was it kind of freaked me out a little bit.
So your first investigation, you get touched.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was it gentle or was it like
Yeah, it was
forceful?
kind of just like something just ran 2 fingers down my arm, like, and it was hot, so I had a t-shirt on, so it felt like it just went right down my forearm. It was,
Oh, that's creepy.
yeah, yeah. Now, when I did the Nevada State Penitentiary, that touch was a little different, so we might talk about that when we hit that.
Yeah, of course. Have you ever had like anything happen where you're like, I'm getting out of here right now, like anything like that?
No, I've never, like, I don't scare easy,
Okay.
but there was only one time where I felt terrified, and it wasn't because anything happened. It was just like, and it was when I was with Ghost Club Paranormal. So I was with Jade for that,
Okay.
and Mandy, who's with her now. We just we were down in the very first room, and I was just like, Jade, I was like, I just feel terrified right now, and I can't explain what it is. And that night was the craziest night that I've ever had, paranormal wise. That was the best that I've had. Mackey Mansion is the best. There's
Wow.
nothing that I've gone to better than that place.
Okay. Mackey Mansion.
In
Where's that?
Virginia City, Nevada.
In Virginia City, Nevada. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now I know that where I'm gonna go so I can get scared and run away.
Yeah, and it's not expensive. There's
No.
a lot of places that are, but that
Mhm.
place it's very affordable.
Yeah, I was I don't know, you know Grave Evidence, Ron?
Hmm.
Okay, so he when he was on like last year, he was talking about the Indiana um uh, I want to say insane asylum.
Yep.
Basically it's another name, but I can't for whatever reason I can't think of it.
I know
Um
which one you mean, though. I can't think.
Sanatorium.
Yes,
There
the
we go.
sanatorium. Yep.
But yeah, we were talking about that. And he's like, I would really love to go, but it's so expensive. And I looked into it and it was like, I think it's like $1,000 for the night or something like that. I was like, holy cow, man.
Yeah.
That's
Like
ridiculous.
if you get 10 people, it's fine, but I just don't like big groups like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's too much, I feel
It
like.
is. It's too much. But in a
Eh,
place like that, though, it's probably big enough to separate
Yeah, yeah,
and not
probably.
contaminate.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing like a short documentary on it and actually going investigating with Ron and stuff, but I don't know yet. There's so much things that I personally want to do.
Hmm.
And I'm having a hard time like uh planning it, I guess,
Yeah. You
to say.
almost have to do the
But
state. Like you got to go, okay, well, I want to go to Nevada. So I'll do Virginia City and the prison. You know, you could do that. Like Indiana is just loaded with places. That's like my next state that I really want to go to. There's so many, like you got is Bell Mansion is there too. There's so many good
oh wow.
spots in Indiana. Pennsylvania's got is loaded too, and I'm 15 minutes from Penhurst. So
No
so
shit.
like for film school, that's I want to do a documentary, like because we have to do a documentary, and I want to do that on Penhurst for sure.
Oh, you definitely should. You definitely should. So you're going for filmography. You're going, is that what you're
Yeah.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it's digital film and videography. So I could do camera work, I could do script writing or editing, either one. Like that's kind of what we're being taught. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you could be the film crew for a documentary.
I could be. I could be.
I'll keep you in mind because there
Yes.
is something that the Cryptid Warfare and I are working on for Maine. They're gonna come up here to Maine possibly. So
Oh, nice.
but we just it just came up like last night and we were talking about it a little bit and there he's all the Drew is all down for it. And I don't know. I just got like kind of obsessed with a cryptid in the area right now and I kind of want to try and find it. So and that's
I'm
just
so into that for
yeah,
sure.
there's a specter moose. So um there's people that have had like euphoric experiences encountering it, like and it almost looks like a ghost. It's basically an albino moose, which is pretty rare. And then there's also people that encounter it that as soon as once they see it, bad shit happens directly after.
Oh
So
shit.
it's almost like two different like cases of both. Like it's either like really good and like spiritually lifting, or it's fucks you up in some kind of way.
One or the other.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm done in July, so anytime after that, if we were to do
nice.
it in the summer, I imagine
Nice.
since you're in Maine, you'd want to do it in the summer.
Yeah, or early fall before it
Yeah,
gets too chilly, like maybe
exactly.
September next of 2024 is kind of what I think I might aim for.
Perfect.
Uh, but yeah, so you got really scared. So you were in the basement when you like felt that really terrifying feeling.
It was on the well, the way Mackey Mansion is set up is the lower level was the old kitchen area and dining room. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not really a basement because like in the desert, they don't really have basements.
That's true.
But but this was on the first level floor, like where the front door is, like
Okay.
that main, I guess it would have been the social room where people would gather and stuff. There was a piano and stuff.
All right. And that was with Club Paranormal. Is that
That
what?
was with Ghost Club
Ghost
Paranormal.
Club. All
Yeah.
right. She a blonde woman?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I follow her actually.
Yeah. She's from
So,
Scotland. Yeah. She has a great channel for sure.
All
And
right.
those episodes are on there. The
Nice.
prison and the Mackey Mansion one.
I'm gonna have to check those out now because now I'm super interested.
I won't spoil the end for Mackey Mansion then.
All right, good. Don't do that. So in your travels, have you come across people that just like want to tell you their story, or do you work with a bunch of different investigators? Is that what
I
you-
have worked with a bunch, and now it's just me and my girlfriend do it together. So that's
Okay.
going to be my group. But I'm always down to collab with whoever wants to. That's why, like, we're good friends with the people in Florida. So we went down there twice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, actually, I have 2 episodes I have to do with them. So there's 4 episodes I got to do. That one was from last year, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did Redland Hotel down there.
Ooh, Redland Hotel.
They just renovated it too. It looks so much nicer now. But yeah, that place was cool. That night wasn't super active, but the lighthouse was. That place was nice. And that is like super cheap. So if anybody, I mean, that place is like one of the top 13 in the country, like when people rank it. And man, you could just go in there because like you do it as a group, but there's like 4 buildings. And your group could be in one building, another group is in another building. And so you never really cross paths with anybody, but like they do like a 15-20 minute tour and then you're off on your own for 4 hours. And it's super cheap. It's just like a tour price, which is crazy.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So
anybody that's in Florida, man, that place that place was super fun. Nothing scary, but it was active in a fun way, which is kind of weird to say. It was weird to hear myself say it.
Did you get like what is it called? EMPs or disembodied voices or whatever? Like you didn't hear it, but you caught it on camera or something?
That's what I still have to look. I still haven't gone through it yet.
Okay.
So when I'm editing that, I'll find it. But yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it. That place was fun. And you could hear walking on wood floors, like,
wow.
Yeah. And it was probably the place where my gear went off more than any other place, like the REM pods, the light, that like 20-foot light that has like REM pod lights on it, and you could see motion. Like that thing was going up, the track light, I think it's called. But yeah, the K2s were going crazy. Like that place had like a fun feel to it. It was like they were enjoying playing with it and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I like
that.
that.
You never had that scared feeling there. It just seemed fun.
Nice. A good place to bring the kids.
Exactly. On a nice little haunted vacation.
So how tedious is it to go through all of like the videos trying to figure out, your evidence?
Well, what I've learned is I don't like using a lot of cameras anymore. Like maybe 3 at the most. Like that's kind of the max, because if you're trying to do a weekly episode, like to go through, if you're there for say 6 hours, you have to go through 18 hours of footage because there's 3 cameras.
Yeah.
And just hoping that you hear something. And like everybody says, 95% of the time you're just standing there talking to yourself, hoping to hear that voice there. But yeah, it's tough. It's more, you have to kind of break it up a little bit because your ears get fatigued and you might miss something. So I've watched episodes where people miss stuff even in their edits, and you're like, oh, you didn't hear that? And you're just like, they were probably listening for 10 hours and their ears got so tired. But yeah, it's fun though. It's fun editing it. Like I really enjoy editing, period. So doing something that I like editing is even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy putting it together and making an episode. Like I try to keep each episode like 37 minutes. YouTube people phase out. Like you were talking about with the
it's the new age people that like the TikTok and the Vine people that freaking they give you like 3 minutes of their time, then they're like, well, I'm out of this.
Yeah, you got to keep their attention. It's really like that 37-minute mark to me is like a TV show on TV. That's kind of what they use.
Yeah.
And then the rest is commercials. So that extra 23 minutes is usually commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I try to keep it 37 to 40.
Yeah. All right. That's I feel like that's perfect. There's podcasts that only do their episodes 30 to 40 minutes too. So I mean, it's a good stopping point to just get your point across and present your evidence in a fashionable way for people to be able to digest and be interested, like you were saying. So what is next for you? What are you planning to do next?
Right now, film school is the priority. So I'm really tied up, but what I want to do is, starting probably in a couple of weeks, I want to start doing morning like during the weekend graveyard investigations, like very polite, very nice, like just talking, like not like you gotta, like doing the Zach Bagans on them, but just go to really old grave sites that nobody goes to visit anymore, and just see what I get. And short episodes, maybe 20-25 minutes.
Nice.
And just bring like my SLS and just have it set up, and my camera. It'll almost be like vlog style, pretty much.
Oh, nice. There is a gentleman that I've had on early on when I started this podcast. His name's Keith Evans. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's out of Florida, and he does paranormal short sessions, which is he'll do like private investigations, and it's only like 20-minute videos. So he'll be in somebody's house. He'll be like, I'm at a undisclosed location,
right?
Completely darkness, or he'll go to a graveyard. So, and I never really hear any evidence of anything or of any kind, but he does like present like the history and stuff like that sometimes too. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think just 20 minutes, basically like a vlog. I think that'd be perfect, and I feel like that would spike people's interest too, and you're not only you but your channel. So
yeah, for sure, it's going to be something that I can do very easily, which is and no money, like, because right now with school I'm like broke.
I can imagine that, man. I can imagine that.
Because it's all day now. But yeah, it's something. But once that's done, I'm gonna be full force. I'll have all of that experience, and I just want to make the best, whether it becomes a TV show or not. I'll definitely still be on YouTube. Like I just want to make the best YouTube show I can, is really what my goal is. And if I do get a job on a TV show, so be it, but I'll still do this for sure on my own.
Nice. That's a good attitude to have. I feel like I'm not expecting anything of this, but if it happens, cool. You know what I mean?
Yep. No matter what, like even if I give a cameraman job for a show or something, this passion will always still be there on my days off, without a doubt, because I just enjoy it that much.
Nice. Do you use a bunch of equipment when you investigate?
Yeah, I pretty much have everything.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite?
I like the basics. I like the recorders, the stuff that's like very, very, you can't deny it type of stuff. So I love doing the Estes. I love the spirit box. I love the recorder, and anything that has to be touched to go off, like REM pods, or those are like my go-tos. And then anything else is like, that's like candy coating on top of, what I mean? It's like the sprinkles.
Yeah.
It's stuff is awesome when it works, and then when it doesn't, you're like, why did I buy this type of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Some of it gets pretty expensive.
It really does. And really, you just need the recorder, a camera, and a spirit box, and you're good. Like that. Like if I was starting, that's all you need. And a REM pod. Like if you want the flashy lights to go off, that could be your extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need a lot. You just need to have the guts to do it.
Yeah, guts you do need.
Yes.
Do you do like a closing prayer or like a cleansing prayer or anything when you're done investigating?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like as a Christian, I kind of feel like I'm really not going to be like something could happen to me, but I don't think anything will affect me. But I definitely do before and after prayer. Yeah, for sure.
All right. All right.
I mean, no matter what you do, just protect, you got to kind of, whether you have like a crystal or whatever you believe in, hoping that it works. But yeah, I haven't had anything follow me home or anything yet.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yo, you like crystals? Do you like healing crystals? Do you like candles? Are you into energy healing and cleansing your mind, body, and soul? Bro, head on over to etsy.com/shop/healwithKristina. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. She's got amazing handcrafted crystals, custom made, some of them. So you should definitely check her out. She's an amazing person. She's an amazing friend. All she wants to do is help people. She wants to heal people. And she's just here, just shining her light. And it's fucking bright. It's a bright ass light. So, again, if you're into healing crystals and whatnot, you're spiritual, you got to go check her store out. Again, that's etsy.com/shop/healwithKristina. Upon checkout, enter the coupon code WEIRD125. You get 25% off. So please show her some love and check her out. She goes by HealWithKristina on Instagram, so you can connect with her there too. So, yeah. Check it out. www.DeeperDown.store. That's where you want to go if you want a hoodie like this. I don't know if you can see it that well. Hold on, I'll show you. If you're just listening to the audio, it's down the rabbit hole. So, if you're watching the video, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is my hoodie. I got it from David, who is __ down the dot rabbit hole __. He has a merch store, so go please fucking check that out. He's got a whole bunch of cool shit, cool designs. So if you need a hoodie, you need any kind of threads, please go check it out. He's a good friend of the show, and he's co-hosting over at One Nothing podcast for a couple episodes, so go check those episodes out. And please show him some love and some support. He's got a lot of cool shit in his store, so go check that shit out. Also, if you do decide that you want something from his shop, you can use my code Kevin's Weird 18. You get 18% off of your purchase. So however much shit that you want to get, the better it is for you to get more than just one thing with the coupon. So please go show him some love, show him some support. He's doing amazing shit. If you're not following him on Instagram, you probably should. So do that. All right, everybody. That's www.deeperdown.store.
Yeah.
That's good. I've heard stories of investigators having just like waking up and seeing something in their house, or somebody else seeing something outside their bedroom door and all that. So
yeah, that would not be good for me.
Yeah.
I definitely have had nightmares, but it was, a couple nights and then gone. So I didn't know if it was just me being kind of spooked in itself and it made that happen. But yeah, nothing's followed me. But I think that, the more you do this, you're obviously the chances are getting higher and higher for something like that to happen.
That's true. That's true. what are your thoughts on cryptids? Like, do you believe in any of them at all, or
I believe they all exist.
what is your favorite?
I still think Bigfoot. I still think Bigfoot's still my favorite. And honestly, like the Loch Ness monster's kind of gotten lost in all of the cryptid stuff lately because there's so many now that people are talking about. But that one still is such a huge mystery. Because
yeah,
especially because they've drugged the lake, they've done so much stuff and they still can't find it.
yeah. They so I don't know. Have you heard of Cryptid of the Corn podcast?
Yes.
So he Justin is a used to be field biologist or whatever, and they I believe that's the term. I apologize, Justin, if I said that incorrectly, but yeah, he used to do like field research out in the wilderness, like on animals and testing and all this and stuff like that. And he was theorizing not too long ago that the Loch Ness monster might be just a giant salamander, like because they can get up to like 4 feet tall, I think he said. I maybe, but they do get pretty, like they get large. They get like 40 pounds or something like that. And sometimes they walk backwards with their tail up too.
Interesting.
So but yeah, he said sometimes they'll be like, you'll be like, there's a salamander here, and you're with somebody, and they're like, fucking, there's no salamander here, and you just put your hands into the sand or under this rock, and then there's this huge salamander. And he thinks that because people are from a distance away, they see like the tail sticking up in the water when it's
and they're
swimming.
thinking it's bigger than it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that was a theory. There was DNA testing done out there in the water, but they didn't even come back with any animal DNA that actually live in the water. So
yeah, it's so bizarre.
Yeah, it was really weird. But I guess also too is there's like underwater tunnels, because so they think that these underwater tunnels might lead out into the ocean. So technically, this body of water technically isn't landlocked.
Oh, interesting.
So that's another thing that it has been theorized that it can come and go.
That would make sense.
So yeah, it's interesting. I think all cryptids have an interesting backstory, and a lot of it comes from forever ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like tell this person the story, tell like just like telephone, like people just standing in the line tell the story, and then they tell the story to the next person, and it just keeps getting passed down. And I mean, I do feel like some stories they get changed, like normal human behavior. Some people want to make it more grandiose. Some people want to like make it sound dumber than it is, just so you don't believe it. So
but I do like all the channels that are coming out about it because they're doing investigation just like I'm doing. And so if they're getting evidence, then it's proving it, it's awesome. All this stuff is, no matter what, anything paranormal is thumbs up for me.
Yeah. And I haven't seen them post any evidence of the Ferris Cave or anything, but they did, like, I don't know, I'm sure you saw it. They did a field investigation in the woods and into the cave and everything. So, and from what I saw, it looks like the cave goes in there pretty fucking deep.
Yeah. Well, that whole area of the US, like from the middle Atlantic states all the way up to Maine, like to where you are, there's a cave system that runs all through it. Like if you look at the those maps and stuff, you're just like, holy cat, what could possibly be down there? Could be all of it could actually be down there.
Right. There's I've heard theories that, well, so like underground military bases and stuff, like all you got to really do is throw up a door in a cave and you got a base.
Yeah.
So that's I asked my grandfather, who was in the Navy, I was like, is there like underground military bases? He goes, oh yeah, there is. I'm like, well, oh, okay. I was thinking this was just a theory this whole entire time. He goes, sometimes they're right in the mountain. You
Yeah,
know, and
that
they
would be the
go, they,
safest spot.
yeah, you go right into like a, it looks like a cave entrance. You go right in, and they got, they have a base right inside, and you would never even know it. I was like, aha.
He's like, I've been waiting for somebody to ask me that.
Yeah. I asked him too one time. I was like, you ever see any, because a lot of like Navy guys have been coming forward with like UFO sightings while they were out on the seas. I was like, you ever see any UFOs? He goes, no, I never seen any of that shit. But I did see a nurse without a face, and I was like, that's interesting. What the fuck?
Yeah, my whole family's pretty much Navy. And a lot of even when they were kids had a bunch of UFO experience. Like they lived in upstate PA, so it was very mountainous and like UFOs like hovering like 100 feet above, like they were when they were kids and stuff. Like,
Wow.
and so they'll all, and like my one cousin's a pilot. He was a pilot in the Navy, and he's like, yeah, he's like, they're real. He's like, I don't know what it is, but those crafts do exist. Yeah.
Huh. I sometimes I wonder if it's just our government with like a weird craft. You know what I mean? And
I think that they have that ability now, especially with hologram stuff. And I really think that they're going to throw it at us eventually.
I think the same thing, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Think the same exact thing. Project Bluebeam coming to fruition.
Yeah, everything will be hologram. They'll have the hologram alien that's like 20 feet tall, and they'll, I think that that's going to happen. Yeah. You'll see it on the White House, on the steps. Yeah, that's going to happen.
2027. Mark your calendars.
Oh, that's close.
I think that's when I think that's when it is. And then you got the Agenda 2030, which is the one world government thing. So I think yeah, that's what I think. I think
Well,
they're
they
gonna
love that number 11, and that's what it adds up to.
exactly. Exactly. So there was another question I was going to ask you right after that, and I forget. So so have you yourself ever seen anything weird in the sky that you could chalk up to possibly being UFO or whatever?
One time with my mom, we were driving and there was just this huge light. I was coming home from my cousin. She picked me up. I guess I was probably like 14 or something at that point. And it just huge. And like, where I live, the Limerick power plants are here. Like I could almost hit a golf ball and hit it right now. But like, I grew up like 5 minutes from here and it was right over it, huge. And then like clear as day sky, no clouds, nothing. And it just goes and it just disappeared. And we both looked at each other and we were like, did you, because we were both staring at it, but didn't even realize the other person was staring at it. And she's like, yeah, I saw that. That was the one time that I saw something that I just couldn't explain it. It's just that big and just gone in a second.
I've always wanted to see something in the sky that I couldn't explain my entire life, and it has never happened. I took my ex-girlfriend out one night to, stargaze. We went out in her backyard a few years ago, and I put a blanket out, and like it was meant to be romantic and stuff, but I still wanted to, like, laying there looking up at the stars, cuddling and holding hands and whatnot. Like it was a nice moment, but at the same time I was laying there like, come on, let's get something going here, you know what I mean? And I have never seen anything. I have encountered things that I think are cryptids, but and I have a laundry list of ghost encounters myself, like especially when I was a kid. But UFO and aliens have never been on the list.
Yeah, it seems like it's the hardest. And like I said, one time, and I'm 50 now, so that was 36 years ago. And I still remember it like it was yesterday. Like that's how vivid it was. I mean, it was just so bright. Like you never see anything that bright. I mean, I wish it was during the day, but it was still cool to see. But yeah, it's it's really the most rare thing, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. Also, I just want to note that I would have never thought you were 50. I would have thought you were closer to my age, but
Well, I appreciate that.
so what do you think about like the well-known like alien like abduction stories like Betty and Barney Hill or um off the top of my head I can't really think of any names, but like what do you think like because I hear like a lot of stories like oh it's just our government and they're like maybe like MK Ultra and then they think that they've been abducted. What do you think that aliens are real or do you think Project Bluebeam is just they're trying to convince us aliens are real?
Well, I think that they're real. I just don't think they're from another planet,
I think
if
the
that
same.
makes sense to you.
Yes,
But
it
yeah,
does.
I mean, I do think that that stuff does happen because I don't think the government, like, because these stories have been going since what, like at least the 70s, right? Full force with abductions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think they could have pulled it off back then. I mean, I think that they could do stuff like that now,
Hmm.
but it has to, I just, I mean, like the mutilations and stuff, like I believe that this stuff is really going on, and I don't think it's necessary. Maybe they are in the government, but they could
I've
be shapeshifters in the government.
Yeah, sometimes I think that too. Like I see a lot of like these people in our Congress and whatnot, and they got like I know like when you get old, you get wrinkles and stuff, but there's always this weird line straight across the neck,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way around too. And
Yeah,
I'm just
Biden
like,
has it.
what? Yeah, he does.
He
Really
does.
bad too. Like, and it's wicked noticeable.
Yep.
Um, and it's weird. Like I know you when you get old, you start like things start drooping and things kind of change, and you don't look the same. But like he has since he was vice president, his face now, and when he was vice president, just what 2016. So
Hmm.
that's not that far ago.
No, and it looks
Completely
rubber.
different
He looks
person.
rubber.
He
Yeah, he
does.
doesn't.
He does. And he was at that freaking the memorial for in Maui or whatever, or um the relief effort, and he's just like sitting there,
Yeah.
and that guy pisses me off so bad. Just the way he reacts to some of this stuff, like especially there's people down there in Maui without homes, and this guy is just he doesn't seem to care. And they showed a
Mm-mm.
video of him walking around in the charcoal, and he's just like, huh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's like what
Boy, I wonder why this happened.
I actually, um, this the doing a conspiracy Tuesday on that particular event, and that episode comes out next week. But by the time this episode comes out, it'll be 2 weeks ago.
So are you good? Did you hear about the Oprah connection to that?
I did, sir. I
Okay. I just
did.
wanted to make sure you had that in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and the
good.
blue roofs and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's
Um,
awesome. I can't wait to hear that.
I got a couple people on and I don't know how much they know, but I am like this whole thing, like weather warfare, fucking like this whole incident and everything like that. It just like boils me like deeply
Oh,
and
for
it
sure.
pisses me off so bad. Because I just, I mean, there's certain things like I'll say it because I'm gonna say it in the episode. So like there's money going to Ukraine, and then these people, our citizens of the United States of America, are living in squander. They don't have anywhere to go. They lost all their shit, and they're not getting anything for it. But we're gonna send billions of dollars to a war effort.
Oh, but they did get $700 per family.
that
Oh my God.
that's like a fucking
It's
kick in the nuts,
it
man.
really is. I would rather just not even get it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
They're trying to make it a smart city. They got the freaking documents and everything for it, but they couldn't get people to sell their land.
Right.
And now perfect time. Oh, there's a natural disaster. The
Yeah.
wind shifted in a direction through those islands that didn't go in that direction and just amplified the fire. But
Yeah.
weather warfare isn't real.
Oh, it so is. It so is.
Have you heard of Jim Lee?
The name sounds familiar. What was he from?
So he has a website. He has it's called weather modification.com, I think, or something like that. And he points out all this, like the stuff that the government and other governments have done for weather manipulation.
I had to have seen his website at some point then, for
Yeah,
sure.
probably. Wicked intelligent guy. He used to be not work for, I guess, but like one of the anonymous people for like
Mhm.
hacking and shit. And I've heard him on a couple different on a couple different podcasts. He's wicked intelligent guy. He's out of South Carolina. Friggin' phenomenal person. I feel like I feel like he's waking people up with his shit. So
Yeah, I think that there's the smartest people are in our fields by
yes.
far.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Um so with all that, do you think that the shadow government, do you think they use like parallel universes like the ghost realm and stuff like that to like conjure up a lot of like things that they not only do to us but do to other countries? Maybe all of the countries are in on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they all are in on it. I mean, COVID was just it was the testing ground to prove that every government is in lockstep with each other now, and everything else is just shenanigans and lies.
Yeah.
Because there was not one government that said, "Screw you guys, we're not doing this." You know what I mean? Like they all bowed the knee.
Yeah, other than Russia,
Every,
I think.
did
I
they
think.
not?
I
Uh,
think. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be incorrect.
yeah, because I think every country was in lockstep with the lockdowns. But yeah, it was that was like the first time in world history where every government united on one thing
Mm,
and agreed on it. Like
yeah.
not one government said, "You guys are full of shit. Get the hell out of here." Like none of them, everybody did it. But I think at this point, if there's a different power that's working, I think that they're all at this point, they're all in on it at this point. As soon as the UN formed, I think that was the sign that something else was controlling everything.
Mm, yeah. And
Yeah, I
then
don't think we're responsible for it. I think there's something else going on for
yeah,
sure.
I would have to agree with you. I would have to agree with you. It's very interesting. Um, and I think it's funny how people that believe in, first of all, not only their own experiences, first of all, like with cryptids or ghosts or even aliens have been throughout history looked at as like they've been perpetuated as like crackpots and crazy people. And I think, I mean, maybe some of them actually are kind of crazy, but and it seems like they emphasize the ones that are like really out there with
Yep.
with a lot of their stuff just to make the rest of us look really stupid.
Mhm.
um so but I think that we're probably the more like in tune not only with ourselves, like, so as a Christian, would you say that you're also possibly like, so how do I want to ask this? Would you consider yourself more spiritual like Christian? Because I know, I don't know how I want to. Do you believe in like chakras and stuff like that? I guess and like healing energies and crystals and whatnot.
Well, I think that anything that God made it has energy to it for
Okay.
sure. And I think that anything can be used for good or bad. Like I think all of that stuff is real. I mean, you can see that stuff in the Bible, like even with like the cryptids and stuff, like I don't think any of them are good. And if you look at like what angels were, they weren't humans. So like if you see an angel in a drawing, they always make them look like a little baby, but they were monsters. Like if you know, the things that are in heaven have thousands of eyes and lions' heads and
Yeah.
hoofs for feet, like they weren't human like us. We're different than the angels are. So if they were angels that fell, are these the cryptids?
That's a good point, actually.
You know what I mean? Like, because it only describes a few of them, but they were always like monstrous.
Uh-huh.
They were never like a human. They had like lions, like I said. So is that what these are? Like, I try to explain everything that way,
Yeah.
but I don't think any of them are good. And I do think that I think the governments have deals with them all. That's why they're never found.
Yeah. I
And
would
if they,
agree.
and I think that they told the governments about the tunnels. I don't think humans are smart enough to find that.
Mm.
Do you? I mean, look how dumb we've gotten.
I mean, it seems like we were so ambitious and so like thirsty for knowledge. Now, like we just want to shake our ass on TikTok,
Well, once the Industrial Revolution hit and people had to work, it took up all of our time.
That's true.
So they made us that way. If you think about it, like we were all helping each other. Like there was a carpenter in your town, there was a doctor, and everybody worked together. Now it's just, you're just basically working for somebody else to make a crap ton of money. But yeah, it's they've taken our time for sure. They've taken that 8 hours that we would have used constructively and used it to just mind numb us down to stare at a screen.
Overworked, overstimulated.
Yeah.
So, and it's a fact that we only use like 35% of our brain. So there's so much more untapped potential.
Yeah.
And I think that all this, like all the distractions and everything that technology, like, don't get me wrong, technology is pretty fucking great. Like without technology, you and I wouldn't even be able to talk the way we are right now. So there's a lot of things that have been fantastic from technology, but then there's also the things that are like that it's fucking with our vibration and our energy, our inner self, our inner light, and I had proposed this question. So I heard I don't know if you watch, do you ever listen to Joe Rogan's podcast or anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Did you ever see hear the episode with Theo Vaughn?
Which one?
Oh shit. That's right. There's multiple ones. I forget. I can't remember if it was like the latest one that he was on, but there was one where he's like, do you think that the wind's trying to tell us something that we don't know how to hear anymore? And Joe's like, no. And he goes, oh, okay. And then they just like move on. Well, I think that was a serious question. And like at first, like it was hilarious to me. And I posted it like everywhere because there's a little clip of it. And then I really got to thinking, and I was like, I wonder, with the dumbing down of society and everything, the dimming of our inner light, because we are so much more powerful and magical than we have perceived ourselves. And I was like, you know what? I wonder. So I proposed it in a group chat with a bunch of other people. And I was like, do you think, well, I literally said it the same exact way he said it. I was like, do you think that the wind is trying to tell us something that we don't know how to hear anymore? And everybody was like really intrigued. And they're like, imagine if the wind was trying to talk to us, like what would it be saying? Would it be like trying to help us be one with the environment? Because like when you ground or earth yourself, you're touching your skin directly to the ground and connecting with the earth. Like you feel 10 times better. I mean, unless you're walking across rocks and you're fucking hurting your feet, then you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But when you're just like out in the grass or like in a field or something and you got your shoes off and you're like, I don't know what it is. It's just I personally feel so much better, but I forget everything.
I
It
think
seems
it's what we
like.
were intended to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think we were meant to be cooped up in a house. You know what I mean? I think it's where we came from. Um, but it's funny that you talk about the wind because the wind has fascinated me my whole life because no one can explain where it comes from
That
and why there is wind sometimes and sometimes it's just dead still.
uh-huh.
So it can't be from the earth spinning because there's times where there's no wind at all. And there's no logical explanation to where wind comes from. And it's fascinated me forever. And you saying that just made it even more intriguing. So now I'm going to be sitting here thinking about that for like 5 days.
well, well, I gave you something to think about because I think about it all the time. I'm just like,
Yeah, and I always think about it too, but I never thought of it like that. And that's very, very cool.
Yeah, because I think everything has a spirit, like trees, plants, and everything. Like, I mean, it's so gardeners are like, if you talk nice to your plants, it'll help it grow. But that's not spirituality or paranormal in any kind of way. Like that seems to be like a normal thing across the field. Like that you talking to a plant helps it. Like if you're giving it positive vibes anyway.
Yeah, I mean those had to have been passed on and passed. I can't imagine how many thousands of years that those theories have come, but now we all think that it's kooky.
Yeah.
But back then everybody did,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. And then
because that's what they lived on. So you're like, please be good this year. Like you're talking to, I need you this summer.
I love you so much.
Yeah, they didn't have stores that they could go get vegetables to. They're praying to those vegetables to grow. Yeah, I believe that was going on and it just doesn't happen like it used to. So everybody's like, what do you mean you talk to your plants? But probably 2,000 years ago, you're probably like, everybody did.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I absolutely think that I think we used to be able to have conversations with things in nature. I think we used to be able to communicate with animals too. Like, I mean, I mean, I'm part native, but like I wasn't raised like with it within the tribe and how like the tribe operates or anything like that. But I still feel like that was a way that my ancestors operated. Like they were so much more spiritually inclined with nature.
Yep,
And
they were very respectful. Yep.
mhm. It's almost like everything they did, they like gave thanks to whatever it was that they were, whatever part of nature they were doing. They gave thanks for that. They're like, thank you for allowing me to or sharing your space with me and stuff. Like it was just there's a lot of stories of that and stuff like that. And I think if everybody got back to that, I think that the collective consciousness and the collective energy and vibration, I think, will be at a higher frequency, and I think that would help everybody open their third eye.
No doubt. And it's just almost like this world is polar opposite to that. Everybody's, instead of what you're talking about, it's all me. This is the me generation. Everything, like, look at my selfie, everything's about me, me. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, on my pages, I try not to post pictures of just myself, like I feel weird doing it, because I don't want to be taking like 3,000 selfies of myself and that's all I put out. It's a very selfish generation, probably more than ever before.
Yes, I would have to agree with that. I take selfies, But
no, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying,
I
as
know.
a collective whole, it's
I know.
completely opposite to that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Because I do too.
But there was something else I was gonna go off of that. I was gonna work off of that, and now I forgot because I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that I took selfies too.
I think we all do. It's hard not to.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is that people are perpetuating their differences. Like, oh, I'm so unique, I'm so different, I'm this, I'm that. When I feel like we should be like focusing on our similarities rather than our differences, and I think that's a good way of how we could come together better, because I can almost guarantee you somebody that looks and maybe appears in every single way completely different from you, I can almost guarantee you they have similar life experiences as you that you can relate
No
to.
doubt.
So,
No doubt.
I mean, the majority, pretty much everybody that I've had on this podcast has had an experience of some kind, whether it be paranormal or just a regular life experience that I can relate to. So, I
Yeah,
think,
we're so much more similar than they lead on.
yeah. Yeah, and we are one race, whether you want to believe that or not. Like, not you, but like whoever's listening. Like, we might have different color skin, we might have different color hair, colored eyes, and all that, but we are the human race, and there is no such thing as race outside of that. So,
No, because there isn't a person on this planet that is just something. Nobody's 100% anything. It's impossible.
yeah, we all
So
bleed red.
we're
We
all,
all have a
yeah,
heart in the same place. Like, all our organs are in the same places. We all have the same bone structure. Well, some of us have different bone structures because some of us can be smaller, some of us can be bigger, but
we have the same amount.
yeah, exactly. We all bleed red when it is introduced to oxygen.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, to dislike somebody based off of any attributing factor that they have no control over is completely stupid. And
It is. It
I
really is.
yeah, I think like I said, the more we come together with our similarities rather than our differences, I think it would help the collective consciousness
I
completely.
agree. And I think that fake UFO thing is going to bring everybody together. Probably for the first. I mean,
it might
worked
work
for a
against
little
them,
while.
I think.
Yeah, it worked for a while after 9/11. Like, we all kind of united for a while.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, everybody forgot about it. But that when there's something else besides humans, I think that might be the thing that is that uniting factor.
Yeah.
Something that they call extraterrestrial.
Yeah. And then they're gonna start shooting at us.
Yeah. As soon as that happens, yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, there's gonna be human-made ammunition from holograms to make it look like an otherworldly threat, so that they can implement the one world government and take over every single person at once.
It makes logical sense.
Yeah, and it's not about money, it's about control and taking your spiritual energy.
Yeah, that's what it's 100% about. It's taking down the spiritual, that's for sure. Because everybody else will bow the knee.
I mean, we witnessed it already 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So
yep, they will, and it's sad.
It is.
I won't, but
me neither. I will not comply.
Never.
This is my testament, because when this comes out, because it's supposedly they're saying that they're gonna implement like masks again and possible lockdowns in October.
Yep.
By the time this episode comes out, it'll be probably the week before October, I think. Wait, what is today? Nope. We'll be in September still. But still, I'm not gonna fucking fall for your shit in October.
Yeah, I heard that they were going to start with the airports first again, and that might even be in September.
God, I'm so glad I don't fly.
But yeah, that's going to be from what I had heard with that whole thing, like, but a full rollout by October, which what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lockdowns again. I'm just glad I'm in school online.
Yeah. Fuck this.
It sucks, dude. I know.
It does. It really does, man. It really does. But I don't know. I don't know if they how I don't know.
I think there's way more people this time that'll fight over it than there was last time.
Same.
I think so.
I feel the same way. And I hope so. I hope a lot of people will fight back and be like, look, don't tell us what to do. Like, let us be our own. I mean, there's people still that have been wearing masks this entire time.
Yeah.
Even when the mandates were lifted, and mandates aren't law. They're just a strong suggestion.
Strong suggestion is a great one. Yeah, I saw people with them yesterday, still wearing them in the car.
I saw somebody on a motorcycle with a mask on. No helmet though. I'm like, oh yeah. All right. Well, you're safe. You're safe from
safe from the wind.
Yeah.
What's it telling you?
You can't speak back. It doesn't understand you.
No.
Not with that mask on. I think I might have already asked you this, but if I did, just let me know. So what's the next project that you're working on, like for or investigation or anything like that?
I don't have any slated right now because I just don't know what my weekends are going to look like. So it's hard to pay for something and hope I can go.
Right.
Because I don't have the full course schedule yet because we kind of just go week to week. Yeah. So it kind of, but I do have the weekends that I know I have off. That's when I said I wanted to do the graveyard stuff, the cemetery stuff. And then over the, like Christmas break, I might do something just because I'll have a week or so off. And any of the breaks, I'm going to try to do something. But I guess I probably should be working on the Christmas break stuff now just so I can figure it out. But it'll be local for sure.
Nice. And your girlfriend, you said, does this with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
She loves it. Yeah.
That's dope as fuck, man.
Yeah,
how long have you guys been together?
A long time. It's a long story that I'll tell you. But it's ebbed and flowed, and there was a really high ebb. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, we just went our last one of the episodes that we went up to Kempville Cottage. It was a haunted Airbnb up in right near Lake Ontario. And that was the first, well, she went to Florida with us, but that was the first one that we just did together.
Nice.
And that was a 2-nighter. So that might be, depending on if I get much footage, it'll definitely be 2 episodes, maybe more, depending on that.
Nice. That it's cool that you guys have something that you can do and enjoy together.
Yeah.
So,
and we're not far from Gettysburg, which is nice. So that, and I might try to do Valley Forge during the day too, because they still have like all the cabins and stuff. So there might be some stuff. They might be some stuff in there, and they have that old church.
Nice.
But you can't go in at night. But I'm maybe like during break, like a weekday morning when nobody's there. That might be a good time to do Valley Forge. But Gettysburg's, I mean, I heard a cannon go off at Gettysburg once.
What? No shit.
I can't believe I didn't tell you that. Yeah, I mean, we were both there, and it sounded like it was 100 yards away. A full cannon, not even a gunshot, because they're distinct. And you're looking at a field that goes like 2 miles that way, 2 miles that way, 2 miles out. It's just an open field. and you're like, where did that come from? And you're just like, yeah, that place. I really wanted to hear the horses and the soldiers, like, because people say that they hear that. I haven't heard that there yet, but the cannon was pretty freaking cool.
That is pretty cool. I almost stopped there because my kids and I went to Arizona last year and we drove. And on the way back, I was like, let's stop, because we went by Gettysburg. I was like, let's stop at Gettysburg on the way back. And we took like a 4 or 5 hour detour to go to the Four Corners on the day that we left. So we were already behind schedule a little bit. And by the time we were going through there, my kids were just like, let's just go home.
Yeah, that's a lot. I've made that drive to Arizona. It's not a fun one.
No,
but yeah, if you do go to Gettysburg, go in the fall. It is just beautiful.
Nice.
Like, well, first of all, your entire drive down would be beautiful.
Yeah.
From Maine down to here. So, but just capping off into those fields, I mean, Gettysburg is beautiful in the fall.
Nice. I might have to do that. Well, maybe I'll wait till next fall. Well,
that'll be your project. You only got 3 falls left, right?
I only got 3 falls before I gotta start fighting fake aliens. Shit. I got plenty of guns though, so that's taken care of. Just all the stuff that I want to do.
I'm ready.
But anyways, AJ, to wrap up, I guess, if you want to let everybody know once again who you are and where they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. AJ, and I am Ghost Vexers Paranormal on everything. So Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it's all Ghost Vexers Paranormal. And if you subscribe, thank you so much. I plan on having 3 or 4 more episodes coming up as soon as I get time to edit. But they're coming. They're there.
Perfect. All right, guys, that is the show for today. Please check out AJ and all of his stuff. If you are interested in joining me on the show, as AJ has, to talk about not only his stories and his investigations, but also the conspiracies, I'll more than gladly have you on. All you got to do is wheretheweirdonesare@gmail.com or hit up my Instagram _the_weirdOnesare. That's where I'm most active. And I'm also on Facebook. Again, if you listen to this regularly, you know that I often forget that I have a Facebook, and I often say, hey, I forget that I have a Facebook, but I do have one. And when I remember it, I do post on it. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, have a good night. And, oh yeah, if you want a t-shirt like this one, it's etsy.com/shop/wheretheweirdonesare. I also have other designs on there. Also, if you go on Instagram and follow the fine art medium, Emily Leto, she is a fantastic graphic designer, and she will help you with any graphic design needs. So again, I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good night, whatever time you decide to listen to this, and stay weird.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.
Because in the end, none of us have very long on this earth. Life is fleeting. And if you're ever distressed, cast your eyes to the summer sky. When the stars are strung across the velvety night, and when a shooting star streaks through the blackness, turning night into day, make a wish.